Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at the Yakima RidgeBack hanging style bike rack right here on our 2020 Audi SQ5. So the Yakima RidgeBack is what I would use if I wanted a premium hanging style experience. You have hanging style bike racks, you have platform style bike racks, which I think have a little bit more stability, but you can't carry as many bikes on here. With this one, you can get a 4-bike or even a 5-bike version, which you can't do with a platform style. So we're going to take a look at some of the different features of this bike rack just to see if it's the right fit for your bikes and your car. So for this one, we have 3 mounting points. So 1, 2, and the third is our anti-sway mounting point. So notice how much sway we have with this engaged, and it's a zip strip. So all you need to do is press these levers and pull that out very quickly, and suddenly look at the difference that makes when it comes to sway. Very important piece. So we're going to take our bike off, and notice how quick that is because you have those zip strips, you just have those levers, you don't have those rubber straps that other bike racks have. That's just going to be part of the premium features that Yakima bike racks have. So push that anti-sway cradle in just to make sure you have more space for your bike's frame, and then you take your bike through. So those go over the arms and through. If you have a children's bike or women's bike, you may have to get a frame adapter bar, so just keep that in mind. With the bike off, we get to take a closer look at the bike rack itself. So we have these cushions on the inside of our cradles, and these cushions also have these grooves for our brake lines. And then these zip strips just pop right in, just like that. And the zip strips also have that cushion on the top. That way your bike's frame is cushioned all around, and that also adds to the grip as it's on its bike rack. So 1, 2, and 3 zip strips. Whether you have the 4-bike or the 5-bike version, you're going to have a total weight capacity of 150 pounds. Now, your single bike capacity, though, is going to be a max of 40 pounds. So if you have slightly heavier bikes of up to 40 pounds, you can put them on there as long as your total is not going to be 150. So I have here the 4-bike version. 5-bike version is going to have the exact same features, just a little bit of extra length. Center to center of the cradles, the distance is going to be 5.5 inches. That's how apart they're going to be. If you want more distance between your bikes to kind of reduce their sway into each other, you might want to take a look at the Yakima back road, which has a little bit more clearance. Now, if you're going to carry a bunch of bikes, you're going to have a bunch of length added to the back of your vehicle. So I'm going to take some measurements to see exactly how much. Measuring from the bumper to the end of the bike rack, which is by our signature Yakima bottle openers, it sits at about 40.5 inches of length. The 5-bike version is going to add a little over 5 inches to that length. So it's going to be a long bike rack, but that's really what you get when you carry around a lot of bikes. Something to keep in mind just whenever you're backing into your garage or trying to park into a really tight spot. You already have a compact SUV, so you usually don't take as much space, but you're going to have those bikes behind you. And if you want to make this a bit more compact, what you can do, as long as your bikes are off, is that you can fold these arms down. So see this lever over here? Lift up on that lever, and then the arms go down. Now, if you do have your anti-sway cradles moved, you may have to adjust that too. There we go. Now we have clearance. So let's take some measurements. Measuring from the bumper. Again, where we measured earlier, closest point is now going to be by those cradles. You have 6.5 inches of clearance. The length now added is going to be about 16 inches of length. So big difference compared to when those arms were up. You'll definitely want it in this position when you're just planning on driving around town, or if you don't have enough space inside of your garage, you can just fold this down real quick. You do have to take your bikes off though. Notice that with the bike rack on, you can't access your hatch. What you can do though, is you can tilt the bike rack away to do so. So we have that lever here, pull that lever, push this down. This actually has a really deep tilt, which I like, and that allows us to open up our hatch door right there. Plenty of clearance now between our hatch and our bike rack, allowing us to get into our trunk, grab whatever we need, whether it's bags or waters or coolers. And then when we're done, we just lift this back up and it snaps into place. Now you do have to take your bikes off in order to tilt it away, so it is going to take some time. If that's going to be a major issue for you, you may want to take a look at our platform racks that can tilt away with the bikes on a lot faster that way, but you also get a slightly higher or pretty much more of a pricey bike rack for that. So what's it like living with a bike rack behind your vehicle? Well, if you look at the bike rack from the back, you can see how it sticks up about halfway through our rear window. So a little bit of your view is going to be obstructed, but you still have a lot of view over there. Our taillights are obviously very visible. Now it does cover our license plate and our rear backup camera. Now this car has a lot of parking assist features. You have sensors all over the car, so if this camera is blocked, you will still be able to see around with your mirrors as well as your other sensors, but that's still something to keep in mind. Any bike rack is going to kind of cover that area. So this bike rack has an 1.25 inch shank with a 2-inch hitch adapter. So I have that adapter, it comes with the bike rack and it fits into your 2-inch hitch receiver. And what you have here on the side is not an anti-rattle bolt, it's just more of a safety pin. What's creating the anti-rattle effect as well as the locking effect is this speed knob over here. So you tighten down this red knob, you can lock it. Once it's locked, it free spins. But what this does is it extends a wedge inside your hitch receiver, creating an anti-rattle effect and securing the bike rack and the hitch receiver together. To demonstrate how that works, let's give it a little bit of a shake test as I shake our bike rack to kind of just try to simulate that road sway and vibration. I'm mainly just moving the car at this point, showing that it's a super secure fit between the bike rack and the hitch receiver. I know some people are worried whenever they see an adapter on an 1.25 inch shank because they think there's going to be more movement in there. As you saw, there was not more movement. So my personal thoughts about this bike rack is if you can, just go ahead and get the 5-bike version. Works the exact same way. It does add a little bit of extra length, but you have all the same features, the same weight capacity, and you have the option to carry more bikes. If you have your friends, your family, you all want to go for a bike ride, this allows you to carry everyone and your bikes. Now, I also recommend adding on some lock cores to this bike rack. You can switch out this end cap as well as the back with a locking assembly. That way you can secure both the bikes and the bike rack. Another option for you, if this is a little bit too premium, is the Curt premium bike rack. You can get that as a 4 or a 5 bike version, and it has a very interesting tapered design, making it easier to carry kids' bikes. Definitely something worth checking out. We have those videos right here at eTrailer. But all in all, this was a very quick look at the Yakima RidgeBack bike rack right here on our 2020 Audi SQ5.